Good morning. Welcome back to the Red Mic. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're here. Today's Red Mic message: the people who show up. I saw a post a while back about a lady who drove 2 hours to attend a funeral for a former boss that she hadn't worked for in almost 2 decades. I mean, think about that. 2 decades. She'd only seen him a couple of times during that time. Life moved on, careers changed, distance had grown, but every year she sent him a Christmas card. Now, after she passed, at the little reception after the funeral, she found out something that she didn't expect, talking to some of his family. And they told her that he had kept every single one of those Christmas cards, not in a drawer, not in a box in the garage, back room of his house, quiet place where he kept things that mattered to him. That place said, without ever saying it out loud, this person mattered to me. I remember you. I care. And then you got to remember also that she thought about enough of him as a leader, as a person, that she drove 2 hours to pay her respects. He thought enough about her to hold on to those small reminders of connection for 20 years. That's not just management. That's not just supervision. That's impact. And I think that's the standard we should all be chasing, whether you're the boss, the colleague, the new person trying to figure it all out. Because people don't remember the org chart. They remember how you made them feel. They remember whether you saw them. They remember whether you valued them. More in a sec. But first, a reminder that these Red Mic messages are leadership and life lessons I've picked up from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. And if there's one thing that all of those years have taught me, it's people will forget your titles. They will forget your policies. They will certainly forget the PowerPoints, but they won't forget how you treated them. I had a boss once, and I still think about him from time to time, not because of the job, not because of the title, but because of the little things. Stuff like if you were an Eagle Scout, you got an interview. He didn't care. He didn't care what your resume looked like otherwise. He saw Eagle Scout and he knew that you were the kind of person to finish what you started. He knew that potential matters, character matters, and sometimes giving somebody a shot because of who they are is more important than checking the boxes. I've tried to carry that kind of attitude forward. He also had a tradition where every year he would send Texas State ornaments to his staff for Christmas. They're not expensive. They're not flashy, but it was consistent. It was intentional. It was personal. And when I found myself in a significant leadership role, I did the same thing. It wasn't required. But I thought it mattered. Same idea, same kind of gesture. Leadership doesn't have to be about innovation. In this case, it was just about continuation. It was carrying forward something that mattered to me because you hope that it will matter to somebody else. You hear people like Simon Sinek talk all the time about people don't buy what they do, they buy why you do it. And I'd say that people don't remember what you said, they remember what you stand for. And if what you stand for is consistency, respect, a genuine care for them as people, beyond just the cogs in the machinery that are helping you do your job, people are going to carry that with them long after you're gone. A guy named Harvey Mackay, if you don't know who he is, look him up. He used to talk about remembering names, sending notes, making people feel seen, not because it's strategic, but because it's human, because relationships, not transactions, are what last. Anybody can manage a task, anybody can enforce a rule, but not everybody will leave a mark. So you got to ask yourself, are you the kind of person that's going to be remembered long after you're no longer in the role? Or are you just going to be one of many who they've worked for? Are you the kind of colleague that people stay connected to? Or are you the one they forget the minute you no longer work there? Are you building relationships or just completing assignments? One of those is going to get you through the day. The other one is going to get you remembered 20 years later. And you don't get that kind of impact by accident. You don't stumble into it. You build it one small interaction at a time. It's the extra 5 minutes. It's the follow-up call. It's remembering something that mattered to somebody else, even when it didn't directly relate to you or benefit you at all. It's doing the right thing when nobody is keeping score. Character character speaks all the time, not just in the big moments. It speaks especially loudly in those quiet moments, in those consistent moments. So if you're trying to figure out whether you're in the right place, look at the people ahead of you. Look to see how they lead. Look how they treat others and ask yourself, is this who I want to become? Because whether you realize it or not, you're becoming something every day. And wherever you are in that journey, you should try to be worthy of emulation. Try to be the person that somebody learns from, even if you never know that they're learning it. Try to be the kind of leader who doesn't just move the mission forward, but you carry the people with you. And, try to be the kind of human being that your dog thinks you are: loyal, consistent, genuinely glad just to be there. Because one day, hopefully, somebody's going to be standing in the rain for you, not because they had to, but because they wanted to, because you mattered, because you made a difference, because you left something behind with them that couldn't be measured on a performance review. Be the kind of person that they'd drive 2 hours for just to say goodbye. That's today's Red Mike message. Hope you found it interesting or helpful. I hope you're able to use some of these things in place in your own life. Speaking of people who made a difference, shout out to one of my oldest and dearest friends, Kimberly. Today is her birthday. I will never not remind her that she's 3 weeks older than me. I always flash back to our birthday year, 1979. Her birthday was at a place in Wichita Falls called Skate World, and she and her sisters went all the time. They had their own skates, they had their own little skating outfits, and she had her birthday there, and it was really cool. And I was looking forward to having my birthday there too, because we had it scheduled and the whole bit. But then 3 days later, April 10th happened. And in Wichita Falls, April 10th, of course, was the day of the big tornado, and Skate World got just brutalized. So I did not have my birthday there that year, but she did. And for some reason, I've always remembered it. So if she's listening this morning, happy birthday, Kimberly. By the way, do not make the mistake of calling her Kim. She is Kimberly. I love you guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Go out there, have a great day, knock the cover off the ball, and don't forget, as always, life is short. Drink the bourbon. I'll see you.